There's a universal feeling that lies in the quiet hours before dawn. It's that moment when the world is still, excitement tangled with uncertainty. It's hard to leave the warmth of where you are, but it's the promise of something on the other side that pulls you forward. And today, a day that stretches beyond the ordinary. It will shape you and reward you in ways you can't yet imagine. It begins now, in the quiet hours before dawn.
Good morning. 5 something in the morning. I'm whispering because there's still people in tents. We have to walk about 1 kilometre before we reach the trailhead. I'm gonna do a proper intro when you can see my face. So see you soon. THRU, have a safe trip. Don't get stuck in a lightning storm. See some cool waterfalls. Will I see a bear?
Okay, shooting at dawn, how much usable footage did I really get? Next to none. I mean, my opening shot was actually a toilet. Let me get you up to speed as the sun rises. Half Dome, situated in Yosemite National Park in the United States of America. Half Dome in its simplest form is a rather large boulder. A boulder that someone once gazed upon and said, "You know what this needs? A human on top of it." To follow in his footsteps, all of the hiking enthusiasts of the world, including the ones from Australia, yes, we exist down here, thought, this guy, what an absolute legend. But we'll get back to him later, because roughly 3 kilometers in, you'll come across your first major highlight.
So there is a detour, but the detour has a time frame of 7 a.m. to 3:30, and we're just scraping in at 6:30 at the moment. So we get to go the normal route. We are about to approach Vernal Falls.
You can hear Vernal fall long before you can see it. Step by step by step. Maybe throw in a few more steps.
Would you look at that? Stairs.
96 meters of liquid crashing into the pool below. This section is called the Mist Trail, appropriately named for the mist that will greet you as you continue your way up. We are here at the end of summer, so the water is a lot lower, but honestly, my camera and I were pretty content not having to deal with the cool mist. Together with Nevada Fall, it's a strong hint of just how spectacular this hike will be.
I'm sorry guys, I just went to my first ever USA pit toilet and I didn't share the experience with you. I do apologize. Next one, I'll show you for sure.
Now, in case you're questioning, is this girl okay? Why is she filming footage of toilets? I need to add here that I've spent years dreaming of hiking in the USA. And Half Dome, by coincidence, officially takes the title for my first ever hike in this country. Everything is new. So yeah, even the toilet deserves attention.
Well, now that it's daylight, good morning. How are you? We're sweating, in case you're wondering. So Half Dome, not only will this be the highest elevation gain I've ever done on a single day, it'll also be the longest decline I've ever done on a single day, and it'll be the highest I've ever been on planet Earth. Okay, it is 8:22. We have walked 5.66 kilometers according to my watch. We're just stopping for our first break.
I am having a tuna sandwich.
I am yet to determine whether eating tuna at 8 a.m. in the morning is a good idea, but one thing it will do is summon the squirrels. May I bestow upon you the squirrels of Yosemite.
Yes, the wide angle lens, not very helpful. It's contemplating life. Oh, to be a squirrel. Alright, food break done, sunscreen on, poles are out, hat on. Let's go. If only this were kilometres. Half Dome, 4.5. Don't forget your permit. There's a bit of smoke hanging around. I hope it doesn't impede our view too much. It seems to be getting a bit denser than this morning. So not great when you're trying to inhale air. This section is a nice section. It's like a little bit of a reprieve after the tough climb up to Nevada Fall. So I think we'll try and enjoy this little section before we reach the path to the Subdome.
Half Dome takes the average hiker 10 to 12 hours, covering a distance of 22 to 26 kilometres. It is one of Yosemite's most recognisable landmarks because, well, I'm sure you'd be recognised too if you stood 2,693 metres into the air. Of course, to acknowledge the great naturalist and writer, John Muir describes it to be nobly proportioned and lifelike, holding the eye in devout admiration, calling it back again and again.
You can still see Half Dome. We're sort of coming around in like a semicircle almost. There's still a lot of elevation to climb.
There she is.
Sturdy shield and a keener way. A stubborn will and a will to stay. We struck the two, so they four became. Twisting
Getting closer. I present to you a sign. I don't particularly like these signs because they're not exactly the easiest to read, but a sign nevertheless, and there is never any disappointment when you see a sign.
I don't quite have the same way with words as John Muir, but I do have one of these.
Check this out for comfort. Found a log. Whoa, puts it on the log. Does a switcheroo. While we're still here, Hershey's, just plain milk chocolate. Couldn't look past it. I will say, just secretly, between us and the Kiwis, that Whittaker's chocolate is better. It's better. But don't tell anybody. The Hershey's is still good, and Hershey's is still better than Cadbury, so there you go.
What do you reckon, Mr. Blue? Should we get to this Subdome?
Guys, Half Dome is there. Do you see that? Do you see the people? That's gonna be us very soon. We've come a long way since this morning. Look at that rock in your face. First impressions when you look at it from down here is that it's like, how does one get up there? Getting there. Just had another little snack, and now just getting our things ready to go up to the top. Yeah, baby!
A hike of such significance does not come without tragedy. There have been 25 confirmed deaths as recent as 2024. And although thousands of people summit Half Dome every year, that's still 25 people too many. There have been a variety of causing factors like lightning strikes, but the majority for hikers has involved slipping on the wet rock and falling to their deaths. You'll come across people in harnesses, and in fact my very first words when on the cables will be this.
Oh my god, it would be so slippery in the wet.
A command that this adventure is matched only by our humility and respect.
Let's go! Set to climb. Thank you.
She's killing it. Just let her go.
Yeah, she's in the groove.
Droppers. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna do 4 runs. Cheers, guys.
Almost there.
Woohoo! Cable's ending. At the top, approaching. We're pretty lucky. Pretty lucky. This is on planet Earth, guys. Whoa!
A story passed down by the American Indians tells of the spirits displeased at a woman and her husband in conflict, breaking the spell of peace. The spirits turn them into stone. The woman becoming Half Dome and the man becoming the nearby North Dome. Forever parted, yet always inside of each other. It's easy to imagine the peaks murmuring to one another, Or perhaps they don't need words at all. Their presence alone speaking of timelessness and companionship. Up here, you're not just a visitor. You're part of the dialogue of silence.
Alright, we've been up here for a while. I think it's time to head back down again. One way up, one way down.
Now I do have my GoPro strapped to my wrist for the descent, so while you're putting out with the most jarring camera angle known to man, here are some of my practical tips for hiking Half Dome.
Slip and slide.
I would recommend wearing gloves. Some thin sun gloves are fine. Up to you, but I do think that going down backwards is easier. When passing someone, let one person rest on the wooden planks while the other goes around. Usually those going down will yield to those going up, but you can communicate this.
Definitely on a bit of a slant. Not to be viewed by Mother Julie.
Wear your grippiest footwear, because even in my brand new trail runners on the dry rock, there were still a few moments of slipping.
I just did a slide too.
Around 4 litres of water per person is recommended, or a water filter. And don't forget your day hike essentials like a first aid kit, a windproof layer for up the top, and even a head torch. It feels as though you'll be pulling yourself up with your arms more than using your legs.
Wow, we came up this.
And hey, if you reach the top of the Subdome and you don't want to go up the cables, that's okay too. Needless to say, have fun.
So we are descending now. The sun has come out once again for our descent, which was kind of like a congratulations from the sun. You made it. I've got some little patella knee braces on, trying them out for the first time. And Dan also has a knee brace of a different variety. Your girls played too much netball. And Dan's played too much tennis. Actually, there's not many people left up at the summit, and I don't think anyone will be coming along again. So it's been a nice amount of people. Definitely busy, but now cruising. And we are very excited to decide what to eat for dinner. What's it gonna be?
As we descended off the Subdome, I thought about the footsteps in which we were following. It was in a 1865 report that declared Half Dome perfectly inaccessible, being probably the only one of the prominent points about the Yosemite which never has been and never will be trodden by human foot. That statement only remained true for another 10 years, because in 1875, George Anderson became the first person to reach the summit, and in the process, laid down the path for countless others to follow. So maybe let's hear what the others have to say.
We made it to the top. It's beautiful.
10 out of 10 views.
There we go.
I hear you had a beer at the top.
Oh yeah, had to bring one with. Had to have a beer at the top. I got a picture right here. Good time.
This is Sean and
Gang.
and the guys.
The gang.
We're all set to hike. We just finished Half Dome and lifetime bucket list, and it was wonderful. I was terrified, and we got it done. It was pretty cool. It was amazing.
Yeah.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
Yeah.
Nice. Team.
Yeah, 5 stars. Excellent hike.
So still descending. Let me see if I can walk and talk to camera and not trip over a rock. The descent has been very nice, actually. A lot less brutal than I thought it would be. With each step down is a great victory.
Time check. 5:54. I was hoping to make it to Nevada Fall and have like a break there, but the fatigue set in for me, so I feel like it's literally just around the corner. But I thought, hike or break, eat some nuts. You guys wait. I'm gonna show you that toilet. It's the little things, right?
And And it was just around the corner.
So I've put my head torch on so you can have optimal toilet viewing. I must say, it looks like an adorable little hut. And this is probably the prettiest toilet door I've ever seen. Just some beautiful wood. Let's go inside, shall we? We have the toilet. That's the basic necessity of what you need in there. Some fellow toilet users in their toilet paper trashings of the place. This, whatever this is, maybe you could bring your pack in with you and then the squirrels won't eat your food. We do have a nice hand sanitizer station right there. It's got hand sanitizer in it. My only quarrel is the rolling mechanism on the old toilet paper. They haven't quite got right. Providing toilet paper in the first place is a wonderful addition. Oh, and I should show you this wonderful skylight. Didn't have to bring my torch in to pee. What a wonderful, but look at these beams, how beautiful. That is your toilet tour, you are welcome. I rate it, I do rate it. Imagine if I ended the video here. I'm joking, I'm not gonna end the video there. We are now heading to a little side trip to the, I believe this is the top of the waterfall. Just had myself an energy gel. I've only ever had 3 of these in my life. My first 2 have been absolutely disgusting, but this one is actually edible. Strawberry kiwi flavor. It's got no caffeine. And then we have a dilemma of, do we continue along this trail, the John Muir Trail, to get back, which is 4 miles, or go back the way we came, which is 2.5. And it is 6:30 p.m. The John Muir is gentler on the knees, but longer. I'll keep you updated. What are we gonna do? Who knows? But I will show you this waterfall. It's just impressive, the magnitude of the water and the rocks and the trees and this solid ass bridge. Decided to go back the way that we came, so not along the John Muir Trail. We were kind of worried that maybe the food would like close by the time we got back, and you know, food is a very persuasive factor in this equation. 7:20, we've just done with Nevada Fall. I think it'll be dark at any moment. Head torches are officially on. 7:38, so not too much longer, but we might be finished maybe around 8:30. And there's something in the bush.
Unless the bats get us.
Ah!
And now we are here, back in the dark, back where it all began. But this darkness feels different. It's no longer the unknown, no longer the weight of anticipation. It's a darkness that holds a quiet sense of completion. You carry something you didn't have before. A story of Half Dome. And even though the darkness comes forth to take the light away, this day will stay with you forever.
I don't exactly know what I'm standing on.